Hey, Miles, it's David Hood with TigerNet. How far are you ahead mentally and physically of where you were this time last spring?
Oh, for sure. Last spring, I guess coming in physically, when I came in at 6'5", probably 265, and I was building into my college body. But now, somebody in my college body, I'm way far ahead of where I need to be, endurance wise, pretty much everything, because I'm moving very well with my weight, and I'm looking good right now. And then mentally, I'm for sure far ahead of where I was last year, because last year I wasn't really 100% in tune with the playbook until like after Wake Forest. So now I'm kind of pretty much in tune with the playbook and everything that's happening around me. So I'm not just knowing what I'm doing, but I'm knowing what the whole defense is doing now. So I'm pretty much going with the flow and actually knowing what's going on now.
What are you playing at right now? What weight?
6'5", 6'6", 280.
Do you feel like 280 is a good weight for you at defensive end? Is that kind of where you want to be when August and September roll around?
Well, a lot of people don't realize, but I played pretty much the whole season at around 278. So 275, 280, that's pretty much, I guess, where I'm going to be right now. If I can get down to 275, I mean, that's where I'm going to be. But for right now, I'm moving good with this way, so I'm good where I am right now.
Kevin, hey, this is Robert with Clemson Insider. How good can this defensive line be this year?
It's going to be really, really good, actually. We're showing a lot of sparks. Well, really, we're being very consistent. Actually, it's some days we'll I guess go under the bridge sometimes, but once we get that consistency, that chemistry together, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be consistently showing out every week, every day. So,
what are you seeing from Demonte and Trey this year? How much improvement are you seeing there?
I'm seeing a lot of improvement in both of them, because Demonte is showing a lot of strength, a lot of quickness, which people wouldn't really expect from a big guy like him, but showing a lot of quickness, and playbook wise, he's growing a lot there. So is Trey mentally in the playbook. Trey shows a lot of quickness off the ball, good hand movement, and last year he would show a lot of quickness, speed rushes, but now he's mixing a lot of speed rushes and power rushes, which is really good for him, and kind of expanding his palette. He's doing what he needs to do to get better.
We just talked to Kevin Swint. How do you think he's making the transition to D end?
He's making a very great transition, actually. He played a little bit of DN in high school, he says, so it's not anything too different, although he also played linebacker, so he knows the defense, he knows what to do. It's small kinks and different little things that we have to fix up a little bit as far as defensive end mechanics go, but for his size, he can play DN. He just needs to know how to play DN at his size, because a lot of the times he is watching me, Maskell, XT, and all them, and he tries to play like us, but he's a little bit smaller, so it's going to be a little bit different for him, but he can do it, and he's been doing a really good job at it too.
When we've talked to Trenton Simpson, he's talked about Skalski not letting anybody forget what happened against Ohio State, and he said that there's maybe a little different intensity and chippiness at practice. Have you seen that, and kind of what is the mood of this defense this spring?
Yeah, most definitely. Every time we go into a live period, we make it a statement that we're bringing the energy every time that we go into a live period. So the energy is different. Intensity is for sure different every practice, and it's just consistent. The intensity is consistent every day, every period. So Skalski does bring up that Ohio State game, just so we don't remember so we do remember how we felt after that game, so we don't feel that way so we don't feel that way again. And he just keeping that fresh on our minds just keeps that intensity up and gives everyone that drive of where they want to be and how they want to play.
Kind of piggybacking off of Robert's question a minute ago, a good question about the defensive line. When you look down and you see Justin Maskell, and it could be Justin, it could be XT, it could be KJ Henry, and then you see Tyler Davis and Bryan Bresee and you, do you ever smile and go, wow, we really could be special?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I do. I mean, I do that a lot of times. You know, we're a great D line. Of course, everyone can get better. We're gonna get better, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. And the great names right beside me. That's cool and all. That's great, but we just got to keep getting better on the defensive line. And it's really is being more consistent. I'll say that much. Consistency is probably the most important thing with us.
Because you were both freshmen last year, everybody kind of mentions Bryan Bresee and your name together. What have you seen out of Bryan this spring, and have you seen improvement from him?
Almost definitely, but he's showing a lot more consistency. Like last year, we were both showing sparks of what we could be, but now those sparks are coming more consistent. And as the spring goes on, summer then fall, we plan to have those sparks just not necessarily being sparks, but literally just how we play, to where it's just when we step on the field, that's expected from here on out.
Anything else for Myles?
Myles, when you look back at your freshman season, how do you assess it? What do you think you did well, the best, and what are you working to improve on? What did you recognize that you want to improve on this season?
Most definitely just knowing the playbook down to a T, because last year I knew the playbook as far as what I did, but now I'm trying to learn the playbook as far as what everyone does on a certain blitz, even probably a coverage to where the quarterback can scramble out up the middle or outside. And last year I was good in the run game, but my pass rush was, I guess, mediocre or somewhat above average or average. I'm not sure. So I most definitely want to improve in that and just get more pressure in drop 8, drop 7 coverages and just get in the backfield, create pressure.
It seemed like Coach Venables was getting after you guys pretty good Monday when we got to watch practices. What has he been like this spring? Has he been any different, or how has he kind of been motivating you guys this spring?
I guess it's really just the same with how we talked about Skowski, just bringing the intensity, and he always brings the intensity, and he just wants the defense to be ran a certain way, and when it's not ran a certain way and a play blows up in our face, he gets very mad at that. So that's probably what you saw that day, and it's nothing out of the usual. It's just his intensity, and we just got to match his intensity, bring that intensity, and just perform every day.
With you guys on the defensive line, is there any group that's been here before that you guys kind of point to that, like, this is a standard that we have to reach, or is it just trying to do your own thing?
Honestly, Coach Swint, he preaches it a lot. Just he says best is a standard, but best isn't just a benchmark. It's your best, just doing your best. That's playbook, schoolwork, athletically, treating your body right, just everything. And of course, everyone talks about, I guess, the Fab Four with Clee, Dex, and all them. And that is a D-line that is a good benchmark to be at, but he also just wants us to be our best pretty much. And if that's being good against the run and doing your job against the pass, just keep doing what you're doing.